Princess Catherine Kate was the future queen, a great, great woman. She has embodied the spirit of dignity, duty, and patriotism that beats proudly in every British heart. Melania and I are delighted to visit again with Prince William and to see Her Royal Highness, Princess Catherine, so radiant and so healthy, so beautiful. It's really a great honor. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our deep dive into the world of global power plays and royal elegance where politics and tradition collide in the most fascinating ways. Tonight, we unravel an evening that set social media ablaze, left diplomatic circles buzzing, and had royal watchers replaying every frame on loop. Imagine the grand halls of Windsor Castle, glowing beneath chandeliers and centuries of history, hosting a state banquet for none other than President Donald Trump during his historic second visit to the United Kingdom. But this wasn't just another toast or handshake that stole the spotlight. In a gesture straight out of a storybook, Trump bowed deeply before Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and in his speech boldly declared her the future Queen right, there in front of Queen Camilla and the entire royal family. King Charles looked on with visible pride as Trump showered Catherine with praise, transforming what could have been a routine diplomatic affair into a dramatic affirmation of royal power and transatlantic unity. Before we peel back the layers of this electrifying moment, don't forget to hit that like button if royal intrigue captivates you as much as Usand. Subscribe for more exclusive insights into the monarchy's shifting role on the global stage. Now, let's step back and set the stage for how this extraordinary evening came to pass. The build-up to this visit was months in the making, since Trump's sweeping 2024 victory propelled him back into the White House. The world has been navigating post-pandemic alliances and shifting geopolitical winds. Against this backdrop, the UK extended an invitation for a full state visit, the first of its kind for Trump since 2018. Back in that year, during his first term, he met Queen Elizabeth II at Windsor, an encounter that left him visibly enchanted by the grandeur. Insiders recall Trump, ever the showman, gushing about his lifelong admiration for the monarchy and admiration, rooted in his Scottish-born mother Mary's deep devotion to the royals. Fast forward to 2025, and the stakes feel higher than ever. King Charles III, now in his third year on the throne, sought to strengthen the special relationship with America amid tense talks on trade, security, and technology. Catherine, having overcome health struggles and stepping back into the spotlight with poise, symbolized the monarchy's fresh face, while William balanced family responsibilities with rising statesmanship. Diplomatic whispers hinted that Trump was particularly eager to reconnect with the Waleses, whom he had often praised as the epitome of modern royalty. Yet few anticipated the personal flair he would unleash, appending protocol with gestures that blended respect, strategy, and symbolism. As the presidential helicopter landed at Windsor on September 17th, the atmosphere brimmed with anticipation. Outside, protesters filled London streets, reflecting divided public opinion on Trump's return. But within the castle grounds, the focus shifted to unity. King Charles and Queen Camilla greeted the Trumps with full military honors, a 21-gun salute, and a dramatic flypast streaking the sky red, white, and blue. Melania and Trump, elegant in a custom gown, matched Camilla's understated grace. Yet the moment William and Catherine arrived, all eyes turned. The princess, radiant in a maroon Amelia Wickstead coat dress, carried herself with quiet confidence. Trump, known for unscripted theatrics, wasted no time in offering warm greetings, but it was his interaction with Catherine that defined the night, drawing from deep protocol knowledge, likely advised by aides. He offered a respectful bow-a-rare move for a sitting. U.S. President, signaling deference to her status as future queen consort. This was far more than ceremony. It was a visual declaration of power dynamics at play, reinforcing Catherine's central role in the monarchy's future. To truly understand this moment, one cannot ignore Trump's decades-long fascination with the British royal family, a thread woven through his personal history and public persona, raised by a mother from Scotland who idolized the Windsors. Young Donald absorbed tales of duty and majesty that shaped his worldview. By the 1980s, as a rising real estate tycoon, he often dropped the royals' names in interviews, expressing his desire to host them at Trump properties. Fast forward to his presidency, and that admiration became tangible. In 2018, during his first state visit, Trump toured Windsor with Queen Elizabeth II, sharing laughter over tea and gifting her a custom golf club set. He later described the late Queen as one of the greatest women in history. But it was his subtle nods to the younger royals that hinted at a deeper respect. In private, Trump reportedly expressed admiration for Catherine's elegance, contrasting her composed path with the more turbulent journeys of others in the family. And for Trump, this fascination was never merely sentimental. It carried strategic weight. By aligning himself with the royalses, especially the Waleses, he reinforced a narrative of tradition, continuity, and global power that resonated across both sides of the Atlantic. Trump has long branded himself a disruptor of elites. Yet, when it comes to the monarchy, he reveres it as a timeless institution admiring its stability, ceremony, and spectacle. Sources close to the White House revealed that during planning for the 2025 visit, Trump personally insisted the Waleses be placed prominently in the itinerary, viewing them as the bridge to the monarchy's future. William's military service and environmental advocacy aligned neatly with Trump's deal-making persona, while Catherine's worldwide appeal as both a style icon and philanthropist made her a natural centerpiece. Insiders confirmed that pre-visit briefings stressed protocol, with Trump even rehearsing his greetings to avoid mistakes like his 2018 walkabout, when he accidentally irked the late Queen. But this time, his bow to Catherine was a masterstroke blending American bravado. It echoed historic moments, such as President Reagan's courteous bows in 1982, yet felt uniquely crafted to affirm Catherine's rising stature as the party entered the state apartments. The air was charged with unspoken alliances. The banquet itself dazzled the senses, with menus featuring British classics like roast beef and Dover sole, perfectly paired with fine wines from the royal cellars. Seating was no accident. Trump placed to the right of King Charles with Catherine beside him, a choice that underscored her importance. Queen Camilla, gracious as ever, engaged Melania in warm discussion about charitable initiatives, while William turned to Secretary of State Marco Rubio for serious conversation on trade. But when the toasts began, all eyes shifted to Trump, rising with his signature flair. He captivated the room, his words fusing diplomacy with unexpected warmth. If the bow had set the tone earlier, his speech elevated the evening into something closer to a coronation-style endorsement. To understand the magnitude, let us rewind to the moments just before the banquet, when anticipation peaked. As the sun dipped over Windsor Great Park, the presidential motorcade rolled in beneath a sea of Union Jacks and Stars and Stripes. King Charles, in full military regalia, stood tall with Queen Camilla at his side, their smiles carefully choreographed for the cameras. Trump emerged in a crisp tuxedo, shaking the king's hand firmly and trading remarks about golf and the US-UK bond. Yet when William and Catherine approached, his expression lit with genuine delight. William, polished in black tie, extended his hand. Catherine, offering a warm curtsy, smiled so brightly it seemed to ignite the quadrangle. Then came the moment Trump bowed, a full, clear bow of respect to the Princess of Wales. Whispers swept through the gathered press and dignitaries. Was this a rehearsed move or a spontaneous flourish from a man known for instinct? Royal watchers quickly labeled it a deliberate nod to tradition, where leaders sometimes bow to signal respect. As Catherine, composed as ever, returned the gesture with a gracious nod, her eyes meeting his in quiet acknowledgement. The bow was more than etiquette, symbolized the transatlantic recognition of her role as the woman destined to stand beside the king. As the group entered the castle, passing guards in scarlet tunics, speculation soared. Social media lit up instantly. Hashtags like #TrumpBowsToKate trended worldwide within minutes, sparking debates across Twitter and TikTok. Inside Windsor's opulent dining hall, the setting itself was breathtaking. Crystal goblets glittered under candlelight. Lush floral centerpieces mirrored English gardens, and the table gleamed like a portrait of history and power. William and Catherine, posed in white tie, radiated regal elegance. Catherine, breathtaking in a custom silk crepe gown by British designer Philippa Lepley, paired with a hand-embroidered Chantilly lace coat, completed her look with Queen Mary's iconic lovers, not tiara. Trump, seated beside her, leaned in for light conversation, complimenting her gown and asking warmly about her family. Catherine responded with grace, asking after his grandchildren. her effortless charm dissolving any stiffness at the head of the table. King Charles observed with quiet satisfaction, pride flickering in the tilt of his head. Across from him, Queen Camilla animatedly chatted with Melania, but her glances toward Catherine spoke volumes about the night's shifting spotlight. The menu itself, featuring venison from Windsor's own great park, reminded guests of the monarchy's deep ties to tradition and land. Then, as dessert was served, the moment arrived. Trump stood. The room hushed, with crystal glasses still chiming. He began. His speech opened in classic diplomatic style, hailing the special relationship, recalling alliances forged in war and renewed in modern challenges like cybersecurity and climate change. King Charles nodded, eyes reflecting his own commitment to global unity. But then, Trump shifted, gesturing toward the portraits that lined the walls. He spoke reverently. "Your Majesty, it is an honor to be back in this magnificent place, and to see Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales, so radiant, so healthy, and so beautiful. But more than that, she is the future queen of this great nation, a woman of grace and strength who will lead with the same dignity as those who came before her." The words hung heavy, drawing a breathless hush before applause rippled across the chamber. This was not an offhand compliment. It was a deliberate international endorsement, broadcast in one of the world's most symbolic settings. Palace insiders later confirmed that Trump's speechwriters had quietly collaborated with Buckingham Palace to ensure his praise aligned with the monarchy's narrative of resilience after recent trials. Catherine, ever modest, inclined her head, her cheeks just faintly flushed. William placed a steady hand on her arm, a gesture of solidarity that spoke volumes. For Trump, it was a chance to honor a woman he had long admired and, at the same time, cast himself as a defender of tradition and strong leadership, though he continued by praising Charles's environmental efforts and Camilla's charitable legacy. The focus on Catherine remained the highlight. The evening's atmosphere had shifted, and as the band began to play God Save the King, the declaration still lingered in every mind. As the band struck up God Save the King, glasses were raised high, sealing the toast and the moment in history. Outside, photographers captured Charles's unmistakable pride, his hand briefly resting on Trump's shoulder in camaraderie. This was not empty flattery, it was a calculated power move, signaling to the world that the monarchy's future was both secure and admired. After the speech, the evening flowed into dancing and informal conversation. Trump and Catherine shared a brief, light waltz, respectful, almost symbolic, while William entertained Melania with tales of polo. Yet the bow and the speech had already cemented the night's legacy, transforming what could have been a routine banquet into a milestone of royal affirmation behind the polished facades. The human side of royalty surfaced. King Charles, who has endured decades of scrutiny, appeared genuinely moved. Palace sources described his pride as palpable, almost fatherly, as he watched his daughter-in-law receive such international praise. In private, Charles reportedly thanked Trump for his kind words, acknowledging how they bolstered Catherine's confidence after a difficult year marked by health challenges and personal loss. William, ever the protector, balanced delight with caution. Insiders said he appreciated the recognition, but worried about the media storm it might unleash. Their shared glance during Trump's speech revealed both gratitude and stila, bond forged through ordeals like the passing of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. Catherine herself, known for composure, later confided to close friends that the moment felt empowering and affirmation of her journey from commoner to future queen. The bow especially resonated, reminding her of the respect she commanded on the global stage. Other royals took note as well. The Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh observed supportively, while Princess Anne, attending discreetly, nodded in quiet approval. Across social media, U.S. dignitaries and attendees fueled the buzz. One post on X read, "Trump's bow was pure class and honor to the future queen." Of course, subtle tensions lingered. Memories of Trump's Lespolish 2018 visit resurfaced in commentary, but the evening's overwhelmingly positive tone eclipsed the past. As the royals eventually withdrew to private quarters, the emotional undercurrents remained vivid. The timing of this affirmation was pivotal, reinforcing Catherine's central role just as whispers of modernization circled the monarchy. Trump's actions revealed a masterclass in soft power, using royal symbolism to amplify his own image while aligning himself with values of tradition, continuity, and hierarchy. For the monarchy, the benefits were equally clear. In an era of Republican murmurs and fluctuating public support, international praise from a figure like Trump renewed their global relevance. Charles's pride was more than paternal, it was strategic, a recognition that William's eventual reign now carried fresh momentum. And Catherine, increasingly the empathetic face of the monarchy, embodied resilience in the spotlight. Her recovery from illness, long speculated upon, became a narrative of strength rather than fragility. Palace insiders hinted this was no coincidence. The communications team had carefully prepared her to project resilience. Anticipating the impact of Trump's praise, diplomatically, the banquet also set the stage for deeper conversations. Post-dinner meetings touched on NATO commitments and future trade agreements. With Trump's rapport with the royals softening the ground for negotiation, Queen Camilla's steady presence added continuity. Her charitable collaborations with U.S. organizations bridging gaps across the Atlantic. Still, protocol purists raised eyebrows at the bow, calling it an unusual break from form. Yet few could deny that the gesture enhanced the warmth of the evening. Zooming out, the banquet signaled an evolution for the House of Windsor. Trump's affirmation elevated Catherine beyond consort status into the realm of global icon, her charisma evoking memories of Diana, but tempered by duty and discipline. For King Charles, navigating both health speculation and institutional reform, the sight of his son and daughter-in-law being celebrated offered stability. His proud paternal gaze, captured by cameras, was more than sentiment, it was a message. A monarchy once thought fragile now looked firmly poised for the future. King Charles's proud gaze during the speech reflected a deep confidence in the succession line, countering whispers of a fading crown. The ripple effects extended far beyond Windsor's gilded walls. In the United States, Trump's words resonated with his base, framing the UK as a steadfast ally and Catherine as a symbol of strength. For her, the praise amplified long-standing initiatives on mental health and early childhood development, drawing attention from American philanthropists eager to collaborate. William's quiet support beside her highlighted their modern, balanced partnership, anchored in family, yet resilient under public scrutiny. Royal watchers online buzzed with excitement. One post declared, "Trump's words to Catherine were spot on. She's our future queen." Supporters hailed the moment as vital diplomacy, while critics dismissed the grandeur as tone-deaf amid economic hardship. Still, the sheer symbolism was undeniable. Trump's bow and proclamation etched a milestone in royal history. Transforming the evening into more than just ceremony, it became a defining affirmation of Catherine's role in shaping the monarchy's future. In Windsor's Grand Hall, Queen Camilla's composed presence anchored the occasion while Charles radiated paternal pride. Catherine, elevated by the moment, embodied not just the next queen consort, but a global icon whose journey from Berkshire to Buckingham has captivated millions. Trump's bow, steeped in respect, was more than courtesy, it was a pledge of transatlantic solidarity, binding America and Britain through shared tradition and mutual admiration. For Charles, it was reassurance. Sources say he later described the evening as a proud milestone, a sign that William and Catherine were ready to steer the monarchy into its next chapter. Camilla, ever the steady force, offered knowing smiles, her presence underscoring family unity amid the spectacle. Meanwhile, for the Waleses, the night marked a turning point. Catherine's recovery from recent health challenges was transformed into a symbol of resilience. Her vulnerability recast as strength. Together with William, she projected a vision of monarchy rooted in family, yet globally relevant. The broader optics carried weight. In America, Trump's gesture energized those who admire royal tradition, while in the Commonwealth-ware debates over monarchy's relevance still smolder, it reinforced the crown's soft power. Catherine's mix of Diana's charisma and her own disciplined sense of duty positioned her as a bridge between tradition and modernity. Critics may argue the monarchy risks extravagance, but supporters see moments like this as diplomatic currency, prestige wielded to strengthen Britain's influence abroad. For the younger generation, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis this evening sets a powerful template, a monarchy that adapts without losing its soul. Looking forward, the Windsor banquet will be remembered as more than ceremony. It crystallized Catherine's ascent as a modern matriarch, secure in her global role, balancing motherhood, duty, and diplomacy. For Charles, it brought reassurance. For William, it was affirmation. For Catherine, it was empowerment. And for the monarchy, it was proof that tradition, when paired with adaptability, can secure not just survival, but renewed influence in a rapidly shifting world. So, what do you think? Did this extraordinary night cement the royals' global standing, or does it show they must evolve further to remain relevant? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if this deep dive intrigued you, and subscribe for more untold stories from behind palace walls. Until next time, keep your eyes on the crown, where tradition and tomorrow collide in the most captivating ways.